since you over here, I want to do a kids thing, as I want to put it. All right. Since you doing all that, go on. First of all, you know my boy G Reed out doing this motivational thing. So I appreciate you being able to come in here like you always do. But since you going ahead and you giving your, you know what I'm saying, expertism on your film, I wouldn't like if the people that's watching didn't know who the hell you are, because I don't think we ever dove in that. So real quick, give an introduction to yourself so they can know and stop asking me who that funny looking nigga with them dreads that keep being up there every time you read it there. Let the people know who you is and what you got going real quick.
Man, I'm just a creative. You know what I mean? I've been kind of like in the entertainment business for a little bit, you know, since I was really like a kid. I was with Beltway Records when I was very young, like 17, 16. I was Beltway Records. You got to know. You got
was off the belt. I don't know.
Beltway, you got to know. You got to know. See,
I guess y'all was based off the Beltway.
So on the cool, okay. Right? So you got Swisher House, you got Screwed Up Click, and you had Beltway 8.
Okay,
and they kind of like took. And they was, you know, Swisher House North Side, Screwed Up Click South Side, and what Mike Moe at Beltway Records was doing, I think he was kind of doing like a Southwest type of version of that thing.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But he kind of that same guy that owned Turkey Leg Hut, not Turkey Leg Hut. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's real crazy right now.
My fault, Mike. The Stuffed Baked Potato Factory. So he owned that place, and they do good business. But you know, from that, you know, winning the music video, doing a lot of work with the youth. Podcast. We had like a really successful podcast a few years ago. At one point, that joke was like the #1 hip hop podcast in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, throw it in the game podcast. It was.
I don't know, cause we like 3 years deep ourselves. So you just okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? Because you know back in the day, the Beltway didn't even really go all the way around the city. It just was parts.
Right on.
Okay. I'm just saying.
But man, we here, man, doing what we do here with the Bearded Different podcast, so it's cool.
Okay, man. Wait, you got some movies too?
Got some movies.
Okay, come on.
Got a couple of movies out. I done worked on, you know, a plethora of movies. And I got one coming out real soon. We called Court in the Streets. Really amazing cast. We put a lot into it. I'm really excited for the people to see it. I think it's a nice piece of work.
Okay. And is that the one where I saw you?
Chill out, bro. Chill out, man. That was a movie called Twisted Justice. It had, you know, Ebony Tate from Detroit in it. It had Dakia Anderson she came in, worked with this group a few times really in Houston. Antron Harris. It was kind of like a turning point in our filmmaking career and kind of the trajectory of what we've been doing. Okay. There was some things that happened that it kind of like shook our feet, shook the ground up under our feet, you know what I'm saying, and took some stuff off.
I got you. And you got the film department merch?
Film department merch, Ambitions of a Hustler on Amazon. It take 21 days to change your life and change the way that you think about stuff. So a habit is created in broken in 21 days. So with this book, you read a chapter every day, reflect on, you know, my life experiences and things that I encountered in my life on a hustling aspect, you know, and then take your notes at the end of the day. Over the course of 21 days, you get to the end of the book and you be able to kind of see. But you got to read each chapter, one chapter every day for 21 days straight.
And then you will change the habit.
You'll change the habit.
So
become a hustler.
You become a hustler?
A hustler.
What if you just trying to change some habits? Because right now there's it's a trial going on, and P. Diddy got some habits that I think it's going to take more than 21 days. So can he get your book and change some habits?
Man, Diddy might be setting his ways.
He might be setting his ways.
I don't know if I can help Diddy.
Nah, because there's some ways that he got. Look, with that being said, my name is Mr. Coach Crazy, and you are who?
I'm Hype South, man.
And this is another edition of Bearded Different podcast. So look, bro, let's get right into this thing. So there's a lot going on in the culture, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Chris Breezy locked up. Tory Lanez then got attempted murder on his life, but some new evidence then came out in his trial. In his situation, that I kind of always knew. I never thought he was guilty, especially if you watch the trial. So then we got this Diddy and Cassie thing, bro. It's not even Diddy and Cassie, because Cassie's not really, you know what I'm saying, on trial. You know, Diddy is, but
the way she telling some of these stories, it sounds like she on trial.
She need to be, y'all.
You know
but my question to you is how much is the culture on trial right now? Is it a culture thing that's going on, or like how much does the culture have to blame? I guess is what I'm asking.
I think,
or does it?
I think it's a double-edged sword in a couple of different areas, right? I think the culture is, so when you define culture as the people, right?
Right.
What's your definition of culture? Of the culture?
The culture is Black people, us, right? And everything that embodies everything that we do to make us who we are.
Sure. I think when we, to a certain degree, enable, people, like especially when they got a celebrity status, you enable them to keep on doing shit, and on the cool, though they become so influential that they shape the culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For a period of time, he had like the what they call it, Sean John clothing line. He had his affiliation with Ciroc, and not even to mention the music. There's so many different ways that he was an influence on the culture that perhaps some of his things that he did, or the types of party that he had might have influenced even that circle. You know what I'm saying? And then it trickled down to what we exposed to. And, when somebody winning, it's hard to not kind of look at him and be like, damn, he doing something right. You feel what I'm saying? Even if it is kind of out of pocket. But at the time, we didn't really know he was all the way out of pocket. All we just knew is Diddy liked it to party. You know
he liked it to party.
We know he liked to do a little bit more than party.
Yeah. But the reason I'm asking is because,
and I might have answered that question terrible.
No. You good. But the reason I asked it, Hype, is because I just keep seeing people accuse the culture for all of the negative things, and we don't give the culture credit for any of the positive. And then even going deeper to that, when I thought about it, you said it just now, the culture is the people, right? So the people have a responsibility to themselves before culture is even involved. So the things that I've noticed is like parenting and God has just been at an all-time low.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? Thus, you have these actions of things that's going on, but then when they come out, we want to say it's culture, right?
I think one thing, and I don't mean to cut you out, but I want to chime in before we got too far up the road. I think people need to learn how to decipher music from the culture, right?
Right.
And music is just part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of other different elements that influence the culture, like what we eat, how we dress, what we do, the trajectory of our community as far as like our mentality, knowledge, and things of that nature. But, when we realize that's just a part of the culture, and shit, how we carry ourselves is a whole nother part. We can, just how we change the culture and go in a negative way with the music and the influence of music, we can do the same thing with arts and other realms to influence it in a positive direction,
but that's
that's
my point.
Culture.
We don't speak about positive in the culture. We only talk about negative, right? It's kind of like black on black crime. Like you'll hear people say black on black crime, like Black people are the only people that commit crimes against themselves. You get what I'm saying? There's white on white crime, but that's not even a term. You get what I'm saying? If you go to Asia, we ain't in there. So when Asians kill other Asians, you don't never hear nobody get on TV and say, well, there's too much Asian on Asian crime. You get what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So what I'm saying is everything that's embedded in the culture was there before the culture, right? So if we talk about Tory Lanez, think about this. We talk about the protection of Black women, right? Or the non-protection of Black women, right? When it was a Black woman who's responsible for Tory being in jail, right?
Sure.
Tory was on trial and could have easily told on the Black woman that is now being implicated to doing what he was supposedly do. So in essence, he's protecting a black woman when a black woman didn't protect him, right? We got Diddy, right? Who freaky as hell, right? He need another word. Freaky don't even describe this man, right?
The niggas are Trump.
but let's talk about addiction because that's coming out in trial.
Sure.
Addiction was there before the culture, right? Let's talk about the porn aspects of it, right? Porn was there before the culture, right? So
when you say before the culture, what you mean?
What I'm saying is pornography, prostitution, all of these things were there long before we start terming the culture the culture.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So again, these aspects of people, now snitching, which is what Tory didn't do, is something that I can say it's come from the culture.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's been a big thing in our culture of you know what I'm saying, not snitching.
Yeah.
See, parenting has been there before the culture.
Sure.
And there's been a lack. I think just when I look at everything, I'm just thinking about how we raised our kids because I like to listen to podcasts and do all of these different things. But when I'm in the car with my kid, I'm finding when I'm listening to these trials and all of the things that's coming out, I can't even listen to it with my son and my daughter because I don't want them to be exposed to all of these things that are coming out. So I guess why I'm going back to this is like, we got to start taking more accountability for ourselves instead of trying to blame the culture all of the time on the things that's going on in our culture.
And we tend to put just all the negative stuff and group it with the culture. Like what Diddy got going on, that ain't a culture thing. That's Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
But hold on.
That's Diddy. That's Diddy.
But it is,
you know, cutting up like
culturally,
that. Ain't nobody tell him cut up like that.
No, nobody didn't. But when you talk about partying and when you talk about the people that's taking the stands that say they saw this and they saw that, like that, the culture has to bear some accountability for that, right? Like as cool as we are, I can't just watch you beat up on a female to the point to where I just act like I don't see you beating up on a female. You get what I'm saying? But in our culture, in our culture, you know what goes on in our house. What?
It stay in our house.
Stay in our house.
Yeah.
That part is culture.
Sure. So why we hearing about all the stuff they had going on behind them doors? We shouldn't be hearing about these people's business. Well, that's their business.
But
you know
but entertainment.
I don't want to know.
But entertainment
swimming
wise,
in the pool of baby oil with a duck. I don't want.
I don't want to know about semen being. Hold on, I can't even.
The man he's just having fun. That's his business.
Oh hell no!
That's his business, man.
You done took it too damn far. Taking another man's semen and put on that's surpassed fun. That's surpassed nasty.
You say he was doing what?
He took the man. The man was busting on Cassie and Diddy was like, "Hold it, come on, let's go in the room." They go in the room.
He ain't said no shit like that.
That came out, bro. I'm watching everything. The man was busting on Cassie, not Diddy. The man that he was filming, busting on Cassie would keep the bus owner, go into the other room with Diddy, keep the bus owner, and go into the other room, with Diddy. And Diddy,
what did he do?
And Diddy would take.
Don't say it.
He would take.
Don't do it to me.
He would take the bus that was on Cassie and ask Cassie to rub it on his nipples.
That's too strong. He ain't said no shit like that.
Ooh.
That man ain't said nothing like
that. He going to hell.
That's false. That's what they call it, false news or something. That got to be false news.
I wish it was fake news, but I heard it.
Man, that's too strong. He said that in the court of law.
In the court, it's in the transcripts.
Man, that's awfully strong.
He got to go to jail for that alone.
Yeah.
That should be 10 to 20 by itself.
Puffy out there tripping.
He tripping, bro. He done took freaktivity to a whole nother level, bro.
But is he on, it's like, from what I done heard on the trial so far, and what is he wrong for, what is he on trial for?
He's on trial for what? Sex trafficking, racketeering.
And they talking about trafficking the men's.
Well, I think they was talking about trafficking Cassie. But either or is trafficking. But they haven't proved. I'll just put it to you this way, and I'm serious. I've been watching it every day.
Yeah.
Right. The things that he's on trial for, they haven't proven to me. That, in my opinion.
Or
now,
maybe they ain't got to it yet.
Nah, they to it. They into it because Cassie is their star witness. And she's off the stand now.
Oh, she's done?
She's done. She's done.
Now
they have proven that he
the
the freak
crossed already?
Yes. Yes. She done. She off the stand. And that's, she didn't look good on stand, bro. She didn't. Yeah. He wasn't for. He was doing some. Now he beat her ass. Now
because I read one text message. He said something about, you ready to do a freak off, and she said, I'm always ready to freak off. You know what I'm saying, with some LOLs and stuff. So I say, well,
Cassie was hitting.
She was playing too.
Nah, she wasn't doing more than playing. Cassie was hitting them like. The thing that has the ribbon from the whole thing is that was her part. Like you know, we
so she was in charge of the freak off.
Yes, she was yes.
And what
and Diddy, that's all she really was getting from him. Like, you know, we saw him in public on the red carpet and this and that. Like, we was thinking they was kicking it.
Yeah,
Diddy wasn't really kicking it like that with her. When it came to the freak off. And she said this is her testimony. This ain't something I'm making up. She said that she was doing the freak offs because that was the time that she was getting him. She was trying to get close to him. And she knew if she didn't do it, he'd do it with someone else. So she knew that, and that was like their little secret. I'm sure he may have freaked off with someone else, but not like he was freaking off with her. Like, she was the queen of the freak offs.
Freak offs was like
orgies.
Yeah,
no,
I thought they was
that exactly, because that's what the narrative was.
Yeah.
No. The freak off was Cassie, a male escort, and Diddy crazy ass sitting over in the corner while he was watching someone else sex his girl. And then when they got done, him and Cassie would go in the other room to continue on with their sexual activities. That's a lot, bro.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, man. He got a lot of shit going on.
He did, but
so where did the baby oil come into play?
Because
I seen
50
Cent say somebody he was in a tub full of baby oil.
No, because this is the thing. He was getting his hype on in a way.
Now, don't add me. You don't put hype in the same conversation. You don't do that.
He was basically like producing. He was like producing the set. Like, again, the freak-offs was always Cassie and another person.
Sure.
And he was like, his thing is I need you glistening.
He said that came up in the trial.
Yes, I'm not making this up. Y'all think I'm trying to be funny? This isn't a trial.
So that was like
he would
that
stop
was for
him
film production. That was for production purposes.
I don't know what it was for, but he wanted the body to be like, bing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she said, this is in court documents. You can look this up. Y'all can look this up. He would stop them in the middle of freaking off and be like, we need more baby oil.
You tripping,
I'm not tripping. This is a true story. And come in there and what did it do? But this is the thing that got me.
So he out here sex coaching,
sex production, sex and freaktivity, everything.
Freak offs.
And it was so bad and so much that they say even when he was going to jail, the room that they was in when he was going to jail, they went and got the stuff out of the room. Guess what he had in the room?
Baby oil.
A bunch of it.
He said a bunch of it.
Johnson & Johnson stock is at an all-time high. I'm telling you, right now, it don't make no sense.
But, you know, in defense of Diddy.
No. In
defense,
we not
so when
they
did the because I really think he got a chance of beating the case.
He do.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying, like, in the defense of Diddy, of Diddy. But I haven't, from the shit that he being charged with, that he on trial for, I haven't seen or read anything that suggests that, okay, if you were sex trafficking, okay, you paying a man to come in and knock this woman down.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's both. It can't just be him then, because he's taking a payment.
He's got the payment from. They said this too. Cassie made all of the payments.
So where's she at? Why is she not on trial for the same shit that he's on trial for? Because if he's escorting someone from another state to over here, because it's a federal charge, this is a federal crime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he paying or she paying him. I don't know.
That's the problem.
If things is, a crime is a crime.
That's the problem that they having with the case, though. She made all the contact before and after the freak off.
And they didn't know this before they sat here and tried to charge this man with this stuff?
Yeah, of course they knew it. But they want him. You get what I'm saying?
They just want his money. That's all they want.
They want to make an example out of all these powerful black men.
We're not gonna do that because they powerful black men that's embellished this scorn.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. But keep your nose clean. Keep your nose clean.
But this the thing.
When your nose ain't clean, your boy LeBron James, for instance, that's the guy that you love. You know what I'm saying? LeBron had kept his nose squeaky clean. Yeah, keep your nose clean. You know what I'm saying? Keep your nose clean.
But we don't. This is another thing.
Like it's okay.
But this is
they
what we
trying to take down the black man and all this. But this is what we got. His damn nose clean and stay out that damn baby.
He don't know that the freak TV. That's something that he like.
You know there's something wrong.
Do we need to be in a bedroom?
Flying somebody in from out of town to get some ham.
You ain't never flown nobody in?
Not no man. Not no goddamn man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? But
look, Hype, this is what we do. Man. Do we need to be in their bedrooms, first of all?
Who?
Anybody's.
Oh.
Do we need to be in their bedroom?
Nah, I think
because the freaky stuff that they was doing, let's just be real. Now the sperm from another man's sperm, that you need to do some time for that alone. But what I'm saying is the freaky stuff that they doing it's not a crime.
Right.
Now the
crime comes in when you have to pay somebody to come. That's where the crime comes in. Because it's paying.
That's their job, though. They paying. They didn't.
But that's prostitution.
I get
that's
it.
Solicitation of prostitution.
I get it. But Cassie is the one who made the call. Cassie picked the guy. Cassie paid the guy. That's just what's came out in court.
So, and that's what defense found out. That's what the
prosecution. The prosecution when they was on their direct, that's what she was saying too. Cassie really, I'm gonna be honest with you, Cassie really ain't on the stand like she got an axe to grind other than him beating her up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And all the text messages that they reading, the demeanor of her up there, it really don't seem like she wants to be there to help convict this man.
Yeah.
Cassie husband.
Did it sound like she was trying to help Diddy?
It don't sound like she was trying to help him. It just sounded like she wasn't trying to hurt him. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Cassie,
because she know herself the role that she played in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only thing she said domestic abuse. She don't like him for putting his hands on her.
Yeah.
That freak off was
that's their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their thing. Yeah. Freak off.
Yeah. And she with all of that.
She was with all that.
Because she didn't have no problem. That's what the text says. She said, I'm always ready to freak out.
Yes. Yeah, she was hitting them up. Like, it was times, listen, I'm not making this up. This is in the transcript. It was times Diddy was in a whole nother state.
And she lined it up.
She lined it up. Not only lined it up, but did it while he wasn't there and FaceTimed it for him.
She hard. She all the way out there.
Cassie.
She all the way out there. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What you mean ain't nothing wrong with that?
I'm talking about it legally.
It's something all the way
talking about legally, ain't nothing wrong with, I'm saying legally, you can't go to jail for that. So why are they talking about it?
Because
why are they talking about it then?
Because
to humiliate them.
And it's working.
I don't know. The consensus.
What you mean you don't know?
I'm saying the consensus when I read these comments, most of them comments saying, sound like Cassie, you know what I'm saying? I don't see a lot of damning comments, you know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at the comments on these different posts, it's kind of like hanging Diddy. Most of it has been like Cassie kind of taking the bun of everything.
That's because Diddy is the one that's on trial.
Sure.
But in direct and cross
But at some point, you
examination,
got to be innocent until proven guilty for the charges. I'm talking about legally, whether he get let free. Fuck the court of public opinion. You know what I'm saying? And what we think, right? I'm talking about when you go to court, you on trial for your life.
Mhm.
You know, you got to be innocent to proven guilty at least sometime. Because we done seen the courts be wrong more than once.
Right. But you and I can both agree he was guilty in the court of public opinion way before he got on this trial.
Sure.
And I think what we're finding out, and we didn't expect to find this out, is Cassie had more of a role to play in this than what we all suspected, because the narrative was painted on how much of a monster he was.
Let me tell you, I think if Diddy hadn't been doing no, you know what I'm saying, no anti heterosexual stuff, because I don't want to say the wrong word, right? So I want to say anti-heterosexual. If he wasn't doing anti-heterosexual shit, you understand what I'm saying?
No,
I'm not going to say the G word.
What?
I'm not going to say the G word. You can't say the G word. You say the G word, they're going to cancel you. So you can't say the G word. So I'm going to say
That's the word you're talking about?
Yeah, man, you said it, not me. Oh. No, but you know what I'm saying? If he wasn't doing nothing like that, then I don't think half of the opinions would be what they were. You feel, or be what they are about.
Even you saying
if he having free,
that's acceptable nowadays.
Now that's fine.
Not in my household, but it's acceptable.
He not
LBCTQ. Is that the letters?
Man, Diddy ain't he ain't done nothing illegal.
I ain't say he did
until he's been proven that he has, and they haven't proven him being guilty of anything other than. Can't even say him paying the man to come into town because Cassie was doing that.
The trial
so that's
ain't
what I'm talking about.
Right, the trial ain't over.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is still we gotta take accountability and stop blaming it on the culture. And do we need to be in the bedrooms? Because I don't want to hear nothing else about this freaktivity that's going
crazy. On. Culture's crazy because even when you bring up culture, you say you don't want to be invited in nobody else's bedroom. You know what's crazy? I don't need to be. You know what's crazy? They kind of trained our culture to accept that when you go back to like R. Kelly and that tape. Then they train our culture again when you had Kim Kardashian and Ray J. You know what I'm saying? It's like they train like really, as far as you talking about like going into the bedroom.
But how did they train? Porn that's porn, hype. Porn was here way before we have all seen magazines, videos way before we saw the R. Kelly tape. Like, let's stop doing that too.
What Caucasian talent do you notice had bigger sex tapes, if you would? And I'm sure there's some, and I just can't recall them, than the R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call it a sex tape. That's child porn.
The biggest, that's what it is. So you don't remember that? Because I remember
and Ray J now.
The biggest one to ever come out in the history was Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson.
Well, she was already a Playboy Bunny.
You asked the question.
She's a Playboy Bunny,
You asked the question, though. You asked the question, and I answered
Shout out to Pamela Anderson, too,
you know what I'm saying?
She got a really cool look now. You know what I'm saying? She's matured and got older. She just look natural, man. Like she just be chilling. Like old white lady.
That's a topic for a whole nother discussion. We talking about shout out Pamela. Out of everybody you can shout out
Pamela
in the industry.
You ain't like Pamela Anderson back in the Gap?
No.
Pamela Anderson was hard on baby.
No, I like the black of the berry.
Ain't nothing wrong with
the
that.
sweet of the juice.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Right on.
All right, right on.
But she was a Playboy.
But Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, that's the biggest star tape that's ever come out. You didn't even know that.
What can you find that at?
You didn't. I'm sure you can find. No.
No,
I don't know.
Is it still online?
I don't know. Okay. I didn't look at it.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
So it wouldn't have been that
R. Kelly though. I watched the.
You gotta have to cut that. Niggas out looking at R. Kelly.
Pause. No,
that Ray J.
I see
that Ray J.
We're using the wrong. Hold on, the Kim Anderson, not Kim Kardashian.
You fucked it up already.
You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, now that one, yeah. But ain't damn. I think as far as like culture is concerned, I think they train our communities to behave a certain type of way.
I don't think so.
I beg to differ, man.
They when they put those out, what I'm saying is they didn't discover anything.
They did it with Shannon. Shannon Sharp when he the viral shit on the internet.
So when you say trained us to do what it's entertainment. They know people that are in the entertainment business are going to warrant a certain type of response and want to see it, right? Just like if they put one out on you, I don't know how many views it's going to get.
Come on, man. Come on, man. They gonna be the rebirth for you ever.
I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? Now, wait. But you just hit on something. But we don't do that about you. All them girls that was at the Bunny Ranch, all them underage. Matter of fact, what's her name? The one that Kendra. She said she went to the Bunny Ranch at 14. That's acceptable. Ain't nobody even thinking about putting you Hefner on trial.
Right. And that's part of culture too. Right?
Exactly.
That's part of culture too. You know what I'm saying? The same thing when it ain't, I think sometimes for me, when I think about culture, I think about like our culture and then I think about world culture and our influence within that.
Right.
Right. So when you say like when I brought up the sex tapes going viral and the type of exposure that those get compared to one other one that you can think back probably to the fucking 90s. That's 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But since then, you've had a selection of moments with these black male entertainers because that's the constant, right? It's the black male, whether it was, R. Kelly, whether it was Ray J, or whether it's recently with this Shannon Sharp going on the FaceTime Live stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instagram Live. And then there's other instances through that. I know Kevin Gates had one. There's a lot of different people, but like our influence is so powerful, I think that they create whatever they want us to accept, or not only what they want us to accept, but the image that the world want to see us in.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes black men are so taboo that any woman in the world wouldn't mind watching a tape like that of a black man. You know what I'm saying? Because any woman in the world, because that's just who we are, our cultural influence on the world. How I think even with the music, the way the world view the black man in America, what's the purpose of it? Or how does that play in the grand scheme of things? You look at the world and you say, okay, if they want the world to look at the black man, even through this music, as being violent and self-destructing and all that, what's the purpose of it worldwide? Because they viewing us the same type of way, right? Is it because when they look at how the system treats black people, it looks like it's justified because the only connection that the outside world had us is through the music and what we portray in music videos and movies and things like that through entertainment.
Right.
But I don't know. You can just keep on going deep and digging and digging.
And you writing what you saying, but this is what I want to say before we get off this topic. Black man, we still have to do better, bro.
Sure.
And when I say that, and I say that as a father, because I have a 17-year-old daughter, I have a 15-year-old son, and I have an 8-year-old son. I just don't see how the things that I'm doing that they don't see. I just don't like how what I'm hearing and seeing in these trials and these black men is affecting their kids. Because I see me and them as far as being a father. You get what I'm saying? And let's just be real. We all like sex. I like it with women, my wife, you get what I'm saying? But I don't see why we gotta take things so goddamn far to just be humiliated in a way that they're being humiliated in the public eye and then beating on women. You get what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to talk about sex, but the beating on women, it's just too much, bro. Like we just gotta understand like who we are, and I just think we lost, bro. Like I'm a teacher of kids, and I'm not gonna put none of their business out there. But a lot of the stuff that's going on in this trial, I hear every day with the kids. every day, bro. The molestation that's going on, the abuse that's going on. So when you're not protected as a child, you become an adult.
Sure.
So them generational curses, that's a real thing, right? So us as black men, and it's hard because it used to be a point to where I thought in the narrative was, you know, black women ought to be in the ones that are tore down the most and unprotected. But I beg to differ at this point, bro. It's the black male. Think about how we're treated in our own household as strong black men. Think about the demasculation that goes on in our culture. Think about how that black man is almost lost his life for protecting a black woman and put in jail by a black woman. Think about no matter how much good you do, if you do one bad thing, that's what you're going to be noted for. Think about when people talk about divorce in our culture, they don't even, when a black woman says she's divorced, even us think, what did the nigga do?
I ain't gonna lie, I think, I personally, I be thinking the exact opposite on that. You know what I'm saying?
No, you do, but public perception.
But you being a married man and having, you know, having been married and had your experiences as a husband, and me having my experiences as a husband, like I know that even if it's us some of the time, it ain't us most of the time.
But that's because we are grown and we got perspective. The narrative is we some hoes.
Right. Yeah.
We black men, we just some hoes.
They don't know what we dealing with. They don't know what we dealing with.
No, I'm telling you, when you get with a woman, we some hoes, we cheaters. Yeah. We cheaters, we abusers. That's the narrative. Like we can sit up here and act like it ain't, but that's the narrative. If you got a female friend that's a good friend, y'all having sex. You don't have no female friends that you're not attracted to. That's just the nature of what's become who we are as men in the culture, bro.
Sure.
We're not even heads of our household. We not. Women control everything.
Like what though?
Everything. Like when we are married, good men allow women to be women.
Sure.
We do. We just do.
Sure.
I've done it. You've done it. Every.
But when you say running a household now,
she run the household. Let's just keep it 100.
I run my house.
You run what she allow you to run.
I run my house.
She run, and if you don't, you're P. Diddy.
Shout out to the good women in the world.
Shout out to the good men, bro.
The good men.
We go women.
Good men and the good women, man.
Yeah,
I don't want to take nothing away from these women. But good women out here.
It is. It's some great women out there.
Sure.
And I'm not taking away from them. But I'm tired of us, the good black men, getting the raw end of the stick. Pause.
That was kind of crazy.
It was.
Yeah, it was a little crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So shout out to the black men. Keep doing what you doing. Sure. But we got to do better, bro.
No,
because all of this is products of people that didn't have strong influence and proper influence in their lives, bro.
But you know, it's two different type of black men. You got black men, then you got niggas.
But I'm not talking about the niggas. I'm not talking about niggas.
But the niggas got to do better too.
No.
Niggas got to do better.
Niggas gonna
so
be.
So then
niggas.
they come over to the black man side.
The positive black men just got to talk to the niggas. Yeah. Why do we call them niggas? Because they be niggering.
But they got to do better though. They got to. I don't know what it is. I think they got to have some type of leader in their community, in their age group, in their age bracket.
You have to
even
lead.
If it's a musician.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, we got to stop
doing
doing
like that kid that was out there in Philly that got killed last week.
Hype.
And the message that he used to preach to his music.
You know what you got to do?
You got to make right cool.
You got to lead your household. You gotta stop looking for
Sure,
Jay-Z.
sure,
Stop looking at P.
sure.
Diddy. Stop looking at Ray J. Stop looking at Kanye.
Sure.
They can't leave my house, bro.
Sure, but you thinking about the child, you thinking about the household that got a mama and a daddy in it.
That's right.
I'm thinking about the household that just got a mama in it.
But you know why
and
she
who's
just
raising the kid, right?
You know why she just got a mama?
I'm gonna be honest with myself. When I was growing up, music helped raise me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like listening to the Fat Pats, listening to the Lil Key, listening to the Big Mo's. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up to be a player because it's just how they taught me. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not cool.
It just depends.
No. We gonna keep it 100. That's not cool.
To be charismatic and be able to know how to talk to people. That's cool to know how to talk.
If Pimp C raised you, nigga, that's not cool. That's a direct inflection indictment on your damn daddy.
But then
let's keep it 100.
Let's keep it 100. But look how it turned out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're doing behind them doors.
I do good. I do good, man. I take care of my business, but I'm just saying, like, if don't know young niggas want to sit around and listen to no old niggas talk. They just don't.
They don't. You know but you missing my point.
They OGs on their block.
Hype.
I think it's somebody in their community, they just got to make it cool.
Hype. You know who make it cool? Your daddy.
If that man's not in the house, but that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying.
So what does the young man do?
No. I'm speaking to the man. I'm speaking, we got to do better. You got to stop making babies and not being there for them.
Sure.
You got to stop.
And I'm with that, but I'm thinking about the baby.
Before the baby came,
but what's done is done. His kids out here right now, this is a single parent household.
Hype, you can't count on me to raise your son.
So what does the young man supposed to do? I'm asking you a question.
The young man, he don't really have a choice.
But to do what?
But to learn from his environment.
Learn from his environment, right? So now we're starting to come home with it. Put the right kid in place, or right young man in place, that's preaching a better message than what, you know, like a young boy was preaching in the beginning of his career. And you know what I'm saying? You teaching kids a drill and you keep teaching kids to do that. Why don't you teach, like, cool is cool. If the most popular kid in school say, man, I'm like just some outlandish positive, man, I'm finna go down to the park after school and feed the homeless. I'm sure that all the kids, a lot of kids gonna join in and help.
No, they ain't. No, the hell they ain't.
You tripping, bro.
If it's a boy in school, hype. If
some of these young kids not as bad as what we was growing up.
But what makes cool? We tell everybody what's cool. We tell everybody what's cool. We told people that the P. Diddy after party that we didn't get invitations to, it was cool because everybody didn't have access to it. That's what made it cool.
I'm from Texas.
I know where you from.
I'm from Texas. I'm like Pimp C, man. We ain't worried about nothing they doing on there on the East Coast.
Pimp C,
you know what I'm saying?
Pimp C,
country rap
I like all their music.
Yeah.
I don't like their music enough to give them authority over my damn kids.
Now, I'm with you, you know, in regards to that. I just think that they need a positive light shined into their community to make that cool. Because it can be the same kid talking about, you know what I'm saying, something positive, not even no corny rap, just really still good rap, still good music, dressed the part, nice chains.
But we're not going to pump that. They're not going.
This kid in Philly that just got killed last week, the guy was hard. You know what I'm saying? But he preached like a positive message. He was like an influence among the youth.
Yeah. What's his name?
I forget his name.
Exactly.
LG.
You forget his name. What's the song?
I ain't gonna do him like that.
No. What my point is this, not to disrespect him. What I'm saying is his music ain't being played more than Sexy Red.
But that's partially because he hadn't broke through yet. But I get you, right? But like when Nipsey Hussle dropped and he started when he was alive and making music, the influence of his messages in his music, you know what I'm saying? And he was saying having economic skills, you know, kind of going about your, you know what I'm saying, still kind of being like a hood nigga, but you know what I'm saying, I'm taking care of my business. I'm gonna kind of give you some type of outline of how to get to this point. That was like cool.
Right.
What he was talking about was cool. You know what I'm saying? He was still being authentic to himself. So I'm saying even in that, if there was a kid like that rapping to the youth, talking about how you can really get some money and investing in some stocks and, you know what I'm saying it in a really charismatic way, they pay attention. They pay attention because it'd be the cool thing to do.
So what?
It'd be cool. The cool thing is really to get some money.
I'm with you. So what has to happen, Hype, is what we have to do is the people that are in the front, the forefront that's leading our culture, what they have to do is do better at incorporating the things that what you're saying, more positive things, and then people that already look at them in the culture that already deem them as the cool people in the culture, then they'll follow that way. Because if a newcomer is coming, you get what I'm saying, and you put them next to NBA Youngboy, the Kodaks, the Kevin Gates, if you put them next to them, then they're gonna be like, nah, you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So we need the NBA Youngboys. We need,
and he's already started to change his music.
Right.
So that's how you get them, right?
But
you kind of get them,
but that comes with growth.
100%. But if you got a fan base, just like Lil Wayne, right? I don't know if his fan, but the nigga's YouTube independent kind of numbers that he was doing since the beginning of his career was crazy, unseen, and ain't nobody hadn't seen before. But you get somebody like that, he's talking all of the negative shit. He talking to killing, he talking to shooting, and you know what I'm saying, all that shit. And he talking about some gets, but then he get the audience there, pile up this audience, and then you say, you know what? Now I'm gonna take you over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you a different way and let that same audience get influenced in a different direction because they follow us anyway.
But that's what Jay-Z did, and didn't nobody want to hear that album.
Well, I'm talking about the NBA Youngboy.
But I'm just saying, Jay-Z is trying to do that.
Which
that laughing that what is it? Dang, the fourth.
Well, he should have did that when he was doing fucking one of them earlier albums. Then
I know, but
he really had their attention.
Exactly. But anyway, that's a whole nother. I want to change the subject a little bit because we can go on all day.
100%.
I want to get into some this and that, bro. I want to change. I want to change the vibe a little bit.
Okay.
So let's
lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm thinking I'm low key getting pissed off, bro. This or that, bro. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
KFC.
Well, sped. This is why you can't have sped people coming to the Popeyes or Chick-fil-A.
KFC. Straight like that.
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A. Hype.
Nigga, KFC.
I'm asking you about Popeyes and Chick-fil-A.
I don't have no because I don't eat Popeyes no more. And I barely eat Chick-fil-A. But I love me some KFC.
You love some KFC?
I love some KFC.
Okay, so since you're going to go, how is KFC better than Popeyes and Chick-fil-A? Because I'm going to let you in the secret. It ain't.
Hey, man. That seasoning on that KFC.
The original?
Yeah, that original. You talking about something serious. I go give me a 3-piece, right? 2 breasts. 2 breasts and a thigh.
Hype. I don't even think I haven't even seen. I don't even know. I can't even think of
them
4 locations.
So them breasts be so good now. They be nice and juicy.
But they size are horrible.
They size is trash. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you.
Size is trash.
So how the hell
fries is cool though, but the size
at KFC?
The fries is cool.
They better than Popeye's fries?
Popeye got some good fries.
Yeah. Are they better than Chick-fil-A fries?
They got them waffle things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they better than,
Don't tell no lies up here. Right? That's what we not gonna do.
I'm going with KFC, man. I love that place.
I see. And you by yourself.
Man, I love that place. My boy love them too.
That's because you've been taking them there. He can't love, he don't know nothing about no Chick-fil-A.
They macaroni and cheese trash.
They have the audacity to even make macaroni and cheese. Tell you, a fast food chain.
Coleslaw trash. The corn is trash, but it's pure. It doesn't taste like straight corn. You just named every side that
they have, Hype. Yeah. So KFC is trash. Let's just get that right. Trash. Popeyes and Chick-fil-A over KFC and Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
So Popeyes and Chick-fil-A for you.
Chick-fil-A customer service is phenomenal. And they use the oil they use on their chicken is good. But I went the other day and I got me and my son and my little son. He got like a spicy chicken sandwich. I got like an 8-piece nugget. My son got 8-piece nugget. And that shit was like $65.84.
Jokers high, baby.
They high as hell. I want to go to Popeyes, so just that alone, I want to say Popeyes, but you go to the wrong Popeyes and they don't have no chicken.
Crazy, huh? Chicken
We
house
out of
ain't got no
legs.
chicken. Yeah.
We out of thighs. Well, just give me some breast. We out of breast.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn.
They got some biscuits and red beans and rice.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the red beans and rice is
Yeah.
probably the best item out of everything out of both. So I think I'm going to go to save money because I really need to save money right now with 3 kids. I'm going to go Popeyes just because you can get a wing special, some red beans and rice, and a red Fanta for probably $10. Chick-fil-A, you get 2 combos and you got to break 100.
Yeah, I'm joking. That's probably my own food with them.
All right. We got that
That's
right there.
fine.
Okay, well, let me ask you this one. Bobby Brown or Ursha?
Damn, man. It's kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. And
it's not a life or death question.
I know, but I can't answer it, right? I can't answer it because I ain't never really listened to neither one of them.
Huh?
I'm just being honest with you, man. That's what's gonna make this segment interesting. And me being here,
No,
because
it's not gonna make it interesting.
I ain't never really listened to him, man.
You ain't never listened to Bobby Brown. You do know Bobby Brown was a member of New Edition.
I ain't never really listened to them either.
Oh, nigga, you
I'm just being honest. I grew up listening to a bunch of Screwed Up Click. I'm just being honest.
I heard a Screwed Up Click too, but how the hell you ain't heard of no damn Bobby Brown?
They had me in the
New
chokehold.
Edition.
They had me in the chokehold down here, baby. I was on this H-Time shit real hard.
You was on it too hard, hype. If you ain't listened to Ursha
the only singing
and Bobby
I knew
Brown
was Big Mo. That's the only singer I knew. Him and Ronnie Spencer. That's it. That's it.
Are you serious right now? New Edition?
I ain't never listened to him, bro.
Bro, you letting the whole culture down right now,
That's
bro.
okay.
No, it ain't. It ain't okay.
But if I had to say, if I, I can't even say. I don't want to lie and just say, and then my basis of liking and choosing them is not valid.
You don't know what Confessions is.
Yeah, that's cool, but that's like radio stuff, right? That's like radio stuff. I'm talking about like I ain't ever listened to, I have never owned a Usher CD. You know what I'm saying? I've never owned a Bobby Brown CD. I never owned a New Edition CD or tape. I've never owned any. I've owned a lot of Screwed Up Clicks, a bunch of Lil Wayne shit back in the day.
I think they got it.
Yeah.
Screwed Up Click.
Yeah, I love
right?
it.
I get it.
Yeah.
Screwed Up Click. But my palate was Usher and Bobby Brown. You didn't.
Ronnie Spencer, man. Ronnie Spencer so cold, I thought he was Ronald Isley. That boy was so cold.
Damn, boy. He was say you ain't listened to Bobby Brown.
I didn't, bro. So for you, Bobby Brown or Usher?
I gotta go Bobby B. Brown. He was the culture, bro.
Sure,
he was the bad boy of R&B.
Yeah, I've heard that.
He was married to Whitney.
I knew that.
He got kicked out. A New Edition.
Because he would mess with her?
No.
Okay.
But he got kicked out because he wasn't acting right. He wasn't coming there on time. He was
playing with his nose.
He was on stage. He was taking too long to sing his parts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can relate to Bobby Brown. You get what I'm saying? He liked the attention. They kicked him out, and he got bigger after they kicked him out with the "Don't Be Cruel," "My Prerogative." You know, every little step.
Usher made some good songs too, though.
He did, but he ain't no Bobby Brown. Singing wise, Usher probably a better artist. Entertainment wise, Bobby Brown all day. Bobby Brown was a real one.
But Usher used to dance a lot too.
He. You didn't hear what I said? I said, artist wise, Usher is a better artist.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment wise, Bobby Brown all day. Bobby was a real one. Just got happened to be put in a group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was more NWA than he was New Edition.
Oh, Bobby Brown.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to be Brown all day. And he's still alive.
And he's still alive. Oh, Bobby Brown.
You get what I'm saying? I got one more good one for you. Please don't tell me you ain't seen this. Wakanda, Black Panther, are coming to America.
That's a good one, man.
Have you seen both of them?
Seen both of them.
Okay, because you know you'll sit up here and talk. Boys in the Hood.
Man, let me think. Wakanda or Coming to America? I'm gonna say that's a really tough one because both of them in pocket with, you know, the correct message of, you know what I'm saying, our culture looking right. You know what I'm saying? Our people kind of looking. I say Coming to America just on the strength that I like that movie a lot. I really like that movie a lot. And Wakanda was good. I like that movie a lot too. You know, but like growing up and kind of having that be one of kind of like the foundational parts of my movie archive. You know what I'm saying? And saying like, I really like that movie. You know, I would have to say Coming to America. What about you?
You know, Wakanda is of the people, for the people, by the people. You know what I'm saying? Wakanda forever was us as a people. Beautiful, beautiful black people. You know what I'm saying? Black
That's a really
Panther.
good one, man.
It is. It's something that probably we should aspire to be in the future. And nothing is bigger and better to me as black people having a place that we can call our own, govern ourselves, and just have, you know what I'm saying, a beautiful time on our beautiful planet or whatever, culture, whatever. So for me, I gotta say, Coming to America.
Come on, man.
Boy, Coming to America ain't nothing better than Coming to America, boy. You know what I'm saying? She's my queen.
Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah,
Coming to America is probably one of the best, if not the best, movie of all time, bro. You got Eddie Murphy in there. You got Soul Glow, Jerry Curls. You got Love. You got our own. You know, man,
so I got one for you. Coming to America, Harlem Nights.
Coming to America, bro.
Ooh.
Coming to America, bro.
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying?
I go to Harlem Nights.
She's my queen to be.
I get that one Harlem Nights.
You know what I'm saying? Coming to America, bro. I guarantee you, we can name 5 different scenes, 10 different scenes that were memorable from what he said. Sex is chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Sexual chocolate. You can know the word. You know what I'm saying? That boy good. That boy good and terrible. You know the word. You know, the royal penis is clean. It's Coming to America, bro.
But you shot my pinky toe?
You shot my pinky toe is cool.
You know?
I love that movie.
I ain't coming home.
I ain't coming home.
I ain't coming home.
Ever again.
Yeah,
put your mama on the phone.
Yeah, come on.
I get it.
Come on.
But it ain't coming to America, bro.
Motherfucking
McDowell's.
Red Fox when he's standing at that crab table with them glasses
With
on.
them glasses.
Yeah.
But it ain't coming to America. Eddie Murphy played 23 different peoples in Coming to America.
He did his thing.
23. He played one person in Harlem Nights.
But have we seen a lineup in a movie like Harlem Nights?
No, we haven't.
That was a hell of a lineup.
Hell of a lineup. Got love for all of them.
Like, could we ever do that
America.
type of joint ever again? Type shit. You feel
Well,
what I'm saying?
everybody
Like,
not alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Coming to America, bro. Coming to America. Coming to America. One more, since we on movies and entertainers. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Martin?
Martin easy. Martin easy.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air really set the stage for a lot of, the young. If it wasn't no Fresh Prince, it probably wouldn't even have been a Martin. And Fresh Prince dealt with some real life issues. Remember when he didn't want to know why his daddy didn't want him? You remember?
Mm-hmm.
That was touching. It dealt and it spoke to the community and our culture. Uncle Phil, that wasn't his son, but Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv took the young man in culturally. So we can kind of go back to some of the stuff that we was talking about. We needed it. You said it yourself. People got to step up. Uncle Phil, who stepped up more than Uncle Phil? Right?
I feel you. Sentimentally, that shit was good,
Yeah.
But Martin was,
And with all that I said, I'm right with you.
Marty Moore.
Marty
Moore.
Hey, bro, but when Dragonfly Jones first came on,
man.
I don't even think. I think that's the hardest I ever laughed.
Jerome.
Come
on, man.
Man, Uncle Otis, old Otis.
The little kid with the little spinning top hat when he get on his knees and walk with Roscoe.
Roscoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then don't forget about Bob. People forget about Bob. Bob.
The name is very familiar.
The white guy. Remember Bob?
I don't remember Bob.
Bob, the white guy. Remember he came in, I'm out of control. Gina's out of control. This whole damn party is out of control.
With the long hair.
Yeah.
With the long hair.
Yeah. And then King Beef. Remember King Beef?
No.
At the end, remember the King Beef? He with the Well, you wasn't watching no Martin, bro.
I think Martin, I like Martin. I think Martin was better, you know. I think it's more timeless than Fresh Prince too. But both of them boys are pretty fucking timeless.
It is.
Both of them pretty timeless.
But Martin had them episodes that had you literally on the floor, stomach hurting. Yeah. Just everybody. I was in school, so Martin used to come on.
What's your favorite show to watch right now?
Right now?
Yeah. Whatever type of show it is.
That Rain and Cane. Okay. Raising Cane, and that mug go hard.
Yeah.
That mug go hard. Yeah. It go hard, bro.
I ain't never watched it.
Hey, man, on that, did you watch Power?
I ain't never watched it.
You never watched Power?
No, I ain't never watched it.
You Ghost, don't ring a bell.
I watched like the first episode or two when it first came out.
You've never watched the whole Power episode?
No.
Have you watched Snowfall?
I watched some of it, yeah.
Some of it?
Yeah. Kind of like where I'm at in my I watch them for. I be watching like for productions type of shit. Like I look at shit.
Yeah. Hype, as much as I love having you on here, Bo.
Is it?
This might be it. Nigga, this might be it. And with that said, I'm Mr. Coach Crazy.
Oh man, I'm hyped out.
And that's been another episode of Very Different Podcast. How you never watch Power?